Today we're going to fix a shotgun.
This is a Winchester Repeating Arms Company Model 37 single shot shotgun, 12 gauge. Let's look at the damage here. First I have the first damage is the edge of that stock is broken off, and that must have taken a pretty bad hit to be like that. But then on further inspection, after I took this apart, there's a piece right here that I'm going to have to fix. Right here that's broke. I should be able to glue that back together, and it should be good as new. On the stock here, or on the hand piece, there's a piece of wood missing right here. And it's also, there's a piece of wood that's cracked right there. See it? So I gotta... Okay, what I'm gonna do here, hopefully, is put a little glue under that thing. Well, for this repair, you can see that piece of wood broke. Let's get an angle on it. See it? All I'm going to do is I'm going to squirt some Titebond 3 down in there. It's still connected back here in the back. I'm going to squirt it through the top and then just press this part back in place and hold it with vice grips. So let's see if we can do that. Now I cut out the piece of wood here I'm going to attach to this. I got it dry fitted. I'm going to stick it on with dowels. Got 2 dowels in here, and it'll fit on there like that, and glue it. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to glue it. Take these dowels out, put some glue in the dowel holes. Okay, what I want to show you is if you want to limit squeeze out and still get a good bond, put your glue on kind of thick and then let it dry for a few minutes and cure for a few minutes, and it gets kind of tacky before you press the parts together. You still get squeeze out, but the kind of squeeze out you get is kind of has a crust on it. It's easier to clean up. For sanding down these real fine, this little repair here, I use a Dremel tool. Of course, no other sander, but a real small one can really get in there. So I'll show you how this works. It's loud. I got the missing piece in there now. It's about the right shape. It's of course different color. Well, I just stained this this piece here, that little repair I made, the rest of the front stock, stained fine with this dark walnut. But that dark walnut didn't take on that oak. What I got here is Kona stain. It almost looks black. I want to paint a little bit of that on there and let it soak in and see if that will darken that oak any. Here's where we're at. I got that piece on there. I can't really do the finished carving until I get a new butt plate. I got a butt plate on order, but it's not here yet. So I can't finish it until I get the new butt plate, so that I can ensure. I've kind of guessed where the butt plate goes. I'm gonna do some preliminary grinding, but I can't finish it until I get the butt plate. Well, I got it kind of roughed in. The sander did a pretty good job. I got a few scuffs here I'm going to have to buff out, but that ain't nothing compared to what the angle grinder would have done. Well, there she is. I can't really do any more carving until I get that new butt plate in, and that'll define this angle up here. It'll define, the back. But I wanted to get this carving. I want to get this much carving done down to the seam to make sure that all my seams were tight. It's the next day, and the good news is that the new butt plate came in, brand new. I thought it was going to be used. But the bad news is that I sanded too much off my repair. See, looks like I need to add about half an inch of wood to the end of my repair down there. I got too eager when I was carving it. So, I better get to it. Okay, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to glue this piece of wood right on top of that other piece of wood. Well, it's been drying for a couple hours. I took it down a little bit with the big bandsaw. But I'm going to try using my small bandsaw and my drum sander. Well, there's what it's supposed to look like. Butt plate fits on there. It's exactly the right size, the right angles. I'm going to do a little sanding here with a new piece of 220. And then I'm going to try my staining ideas. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, since this oak is a different color, I'm just going to paint some of this mahogany on it and let it seep in before I stain the whole thing. Make this oak a little bit darker. So the idea here is just to get some, just get the mahogany on the oak, on the repair. I got the whole thing stained, and then I went back and put an extra coat of the dark walnut stain on the repair. I'm going to leave that on, I think, overnight and see if it'll stain that oak and get it closer to the right color. The dark walnut stain has dried overnight. I didn't wipe this this part. You know, this part I wiped, but this side I let dry. And now I'm going to use polyurethane, see if I can blend the two together and kind of feather them together. That's the theory. So I'll be back to show you if it works. Well, it looks like my leaving that stain on that fix overnight kind of darkened that wood, and then the polyurethane kind of blended them together. The grain's not the same, but I wouldn't. I don't think I would have matched. I'd been able to match the grain, even if I'd had the same kind of wood. Okay, let me put the gun back together, and we'll look at the finished product. Here it is. I polyurethane dried yesterday, and I put it together. So there's the front repair. You don't really notice it unless you're there. I don't think you notice the repair on the there back by the butt plate either, unless you really look at it. But the gunstock took a real good finish with that dark walnut. I cleaned up the rest of the gun with some gun oil and oiled her up. So pretty fun project. Winchester Repeating Arms Company, Model 37, 12 gauge shotgun, single shot with the choke option. Built between 1933 and 1962. 1,050,000 were built. Unserialized. And a value, I think, of about, looking at eBay and other places, value of a couple $100. All right, so real fun project. I hope you enjoyed watching it.